you, Don, and welcome to the Thursday edition of Panola Pride. A very sober day today as we've experienced many happenings in the last 12 to 14 hours as our troops move from Desert Shield into Desert Storm. And Mrs. LeGrone will be addressing that. We have some announcements, first of all, before we turn the program over to her. Please send to the library and to the genealogical and historical group the names and addresses of any Panola County personnel who are in Desert Storm. They would like to have this list and the address, the mailing address. The guide for the historical markers are still on sale, I understand.
Right.
And they're $8 plus tax of 58 cents. That's $8.58. And if you're going to mail one to somebody, how much do they need to send for postage? Another dollar.
$9.58.
I see that the library hours are still the same. Tuesday and Wednesday, 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, and Sunday 1 to 5. And I go by, and there are cars there all the time.
All the time. We're very busy.
And I understand that you have a thank you that you'd like to give to someone.
Right. As a result of last week's broadcast on Thursday, I had several calls, but one of them came right after I got home from the radio station, and it was from our good friend, Frances Robinson, who complimented the program very much. And she's homebound right now, and she wanted to do something special for our library, and she asked if we could use a microwave oven. I said, indeed, we're setting up a snack room, and we're there all day, and it'd be nice to have a warm sandwich instead of a cold one. And she donated us a microwave oven for our kitchen.
And that 1 cup of coffee that you kept trying to have last week, you could stick in the microwave and get it warm.
I never did get the cup of coffee last week. I could have put it in I could have put it in the microwave after it got cold.
Well, I think you have a very, very special...
We appreciate it.
You bet. You bet. And the people in Panola County are so kind to remember the needs of...
And by the way, tonight at 6 o'clock this evening, Mildred Spencer is going to teach some of us how to use this word processor that has been donated to us by her company. You know, she works for the
Union Pacific.
Union Pacific, and they gave us this word processor printer from their supply when they changed to a different one. And of course, I'm a horse and buggies person. I don't know how to operate those word processors, but she's volunteered to teach us at 6 o'clock this evening. So I want to remind our members, those of them that can be there, to get on the ground floor of learning to operate.
Once you sit down in front of it, you'll just be like a student again, and the challenge will be there to
They tell me that. I hope you're right.
I assure you that will be.
They tell me I won't go back to that typewriter. I'll use that processor.
All right, now to our very special program today, and I'm just going to turn it over to you and let you take it from here.
Well, I think that people are acquainted with my system of contacting young people that had formerly been in my classes at school when they're far away from home in wartime. I've written many, many hundreds of letters, just friends' letters, telling them what's happening here and things their families in writing wouldn't tell them. And those letters have been of importance to a few of them, and that's worth all the writing. So I suggested to our group at the library that we probably were the ones that could get this list together now. The young people that are in the Desert Storm, both men and women, or boys and girls to me. They're still children. And many of them still are children of my former students. Or if they're not, they're children of our friends. And so we're asking the people to help us prepare a roll of honor, and we will put together a honor banner for the ones, and we want the names and addresses so that people coming in will see who they are and take down the addresses if they want to write to them. Now, we started on this 2 days ago, and we have 15 names already. And I know there are others that are there. So we hope anyone who knows a young person or a boy or a man or a woman will give us that information for Panola County families to know. I talked to the newspaper. We're going to coordinate it with them. And I hope if names come in here, you'll channel them to us.
We'd be more than happy to.
And we'll work out a way to put their names on display so that everybody, and I thought I might call the names of those that we already have, because some of these, and I've mentioned before that we have a nephew that's in the Marines. He's right on the very front line. When the ground forces fire a shot, he'll be there. And of course we're afraid, just really afraid for him, just like everybody else is for their people. So that is Corporal Bradley LaGrone. Also, there's Dennis Letter, Fonta Castleberry, Brad Kent, Ken Fountain, Rodney Russell, Brian Thomas, Carly Thomas, Tommy Deppy, Mike Hillam, Carl Tatum, James Deppy, Stacy Matthews, Leslie Borgia, Scotty Stevens, Kelvin Stevens, Chris Kamak, Eric Cox, Mark Finley, Joel Jones, Shane Brightwell, Alan Johnson, Terry Woods, Chuck Ratley, and Bill or William Morris, Ann Morris's son. Now, this is 15 young men that we know, women and men, that we know of right off. I'm sure that's not half of them.
Now, again, what you need is you name their
Names
name,
and address.
their mailing addresses, military
Yes,
address. So you
APO,
need to, okay.
whatever.
And
We will post it so that anybody who comes to the library will be able to read the list and adopt any name on it that they want to. I found out that letters are important, and we don't know when they'll get home. And night before last, I'm a night owl anyway, and I couldn't turn loose to go to bed night before last. I guess a lot of other people were in the same shape. That 0 hour came, and I still sat there. And I had said many prayers. I had been to the prayer vigils, just like many people had, and we still pray for our boys, and it sounds like the casualties are lower than anybody could even hope for. But anyway, one is too many. We want them all saved if possible, and we want them to know we're behind them, and that we're not about to get out there and say uncomplimentary things about any of them. We're proud of all of them. And this we can do. So after midnight, night before last, I wrote a letter to one soldier. Mailed it yesterday morning. He won't get it for a couple of weeks, but it may get to him right at the time it'll be important. Last night I watched the news till 3 o'clock. It was just too terrible for me to go to bed. And in that last hour, I wrote another letter. If we could adopt a way of contacting somebody, even once a week, this would be doing something. And it's so hard to sit here and do nothing when our boys are facing such danger. This is what I'd like us to do for the soldiers.
may I offer, if I may, our office here, if we are open at normal business hours, and we do have traffic coming through here. We can't take telephone calls. It's very difficult
for
the
secretary. They could drop
secretary.
by and leave you
If they'll come by and leave us the slip of paper with the name of the military personnel
I can
and
come by and pick
their
it
proper
up.
address, or we will see that you get it. We will personally deliver it to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That will be good. I just want us to know, not just a name here and yonder. I want us to know whose son is there, whose grandson, or whose...
The relationship.
Yes, yes. And we will join in concern for those people. And it does help to know somebody is thinking about you.
You bet it does.
Now, this of course, is not the subject I meant to talk about today. We have treasures still coming into the library, and I especially wanted to mention a brand new book that came through the mail 2 days ago. And this book was put together, written and put together by Mary Lynn Weir. She's Mary Lynn Tiller that grew up in this town. She is a sister to Philip Tiller, and everybody knows Philip. And Mary Lynn has written the story of her mother. It is a beautiful story, and when I got the book, I called long distance to Orange, that's where she lives, to tell her this would be a treasure in our library. She gives things in this book that I hadn't run into because she tells about her mother's childhood. Now, her mother was a Phillips. And she gives the best description of Haysland. Do you know where Haysland was?
No, I do not.
Haysland was a post office and an entertainment lake out there close to Ryderville, what's now Ryderville. And she says in the book that Mary Viva Phillips is her mother, and she married Ray Tiller. Now, Ray Tiller was for a long time, we'll just hit on this briefly and talk about it in detail later, but Ray Tiller was postmaster here for several years. And they had 6 children. Ray died before those children were all grown up, and she reared them by herself. And she was a charming woman. And she was a sister to Viva Phillips, was a sister to Mrs. Jordan at Beckville. They were sisters. And Olive Jordan, one of the beloved elderly ladies at Beckville. Well, they lived on North, what is the street that goes to Marshall?
It'd be North St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. They lived out there. Their home was there, and that's where those kids grew up. But she tells in it about her mother. Mary Lynn grew up there. But she tells about her mother's childhood out at Haysland. And Haysland, she places it in the same community with Ryderville, what is now Ryderville. And she said her mother grew up in a community that had 3 names. Well, it now really has 4. It was Alsa, for the name of the school. It was Pisgah, for the name of the church. And it was Haysland, for the name of the post office and community. Train came there. It was a little sawmill village. And they created a lake there that became Lake Shelby. You know where Lake Shelby is? It was a fisherman's paradise, apparently, then. And they had, it was entertainment. Young people went out and had picnics, and they had boats on the little lake and everything. And, of course, since that time, in recent years, well back, I guess, in the 1950s, it was named Ryderville in honor of Brother Ryder, Helen Ryder's father, who was a minister out there. And so that community honors a number of people who have, Haysland was the original, but the Alsops gave the land for the school, and it became Alsop School. And it was there until schools consolidated over the county. Well, the church, that Pisgah Church, was moved from old campground to there and called Pisgah. So that was 2 of the names, Alsop and Pisgah, and Haysland was the post office. Well, you know, all of that in that one community, and people mention some of these names and others don't know about them. So this book, that's just one of the sidelights in it. I appreciate Mary Lynn Weir, who wrote the book, and she has had problems with health in the past. She was a school administrator in Orange, an elementary principal who was honored a few years ago, I think about 4 or 5 years ago as the Administrator of the Year in Texas, honored by Texas classroom teachers. Now, it's not easy to get that honor.
It's not.
An administrator has to be named by his or her own staff, recommended that is, or nominated, and then the committee that chooses them from all over the state, and they have to compete with other recommendations. So it was a great honor for Mary Lynn to win this. But she's retired now, and she wrote me a note and said that she felt like she needed to get her business together, and she was going to channel it to us as fast as she could. This precious book about her mother, and it is a beautiful thing, done so well. Everything is big, nice print for old folks like me to read without a problem, and and pictures of the people that she tells about, and a lot of the letters that they wrote, and all of this, and it touches other families who have come through this county. So there are all of the Arnolds, the Bells, the Bishops, the Butlers, Etheridge, Harvey, Jennings, and on and on. And then, of course, into that are the Phillips and the Tillers and the Weirs and so on. And it is a rich book, and I hope that our friends will come and look up the names that they're interested in. And I wanted to thank Mary Lynn publicly. She was the co-author of this book that we also have, Deep East Texas Folk, and along with her cousin, Dr. Terry Jordan. And this is all of those Goldens and Tillers at Mount Zion. Well, this is the background of the whole story of all of the Tiller folk and all of their related people. And she felt that it didn't have enough space to honor her mother like she wanted to. So this one honors her mother's people, the Phillipses. And we're proud to get the book, and this is 2, you see, from that delegation, so we pretty well have about any kind of records anybody would want on those families. It's just amazing what we're getting together. And this is just another jewel in the collection.
It's so good that somebody had time to sit down and write down what they know.
Yes, and then investigate through research to fill in this slots that you didn't know about. If you put down what you know, you can soon begin to enlarge on it by finding something here and yonder. We have people that go through census microfilm. We have microfilm of censuses, and after a while they discover a name they've been looking for years, and there it is. It was already here maybe in 1850, and that's what we're trying to do to help get all this together. But this is a real boost for us, and I want us to use it. She is a lovely lady that wrote the book, but her mother was a lovely lady too, Viva Phillips Tiller. We have so many people that have come our way and continue to come our way that you can't live long enough to honor them all. But this program, I think, is doing something for some.
Good.
And we're glad.
Good, good. Okay, we've just about reached our time. And let me go back over how we would like to handle
the honor roll.
Right.
Okay.
And we're referring to the honor roll that the Historical and Genealogical Association and Society would like to establish at the old jail. If you know of a military personnel that is involved in Desert Storm, we would like to have the name of that person, their relationship to Panola County, and then their proper military mailing address.
Right.
Would we need anything else?
No. If we have the mailing address, people are going to want to know, how would I write him a letter? That's so-and-so's son, you know. This is what I'm trying to find out. And somebody said, well, you know, that's so-and-so's grandson. No, I didn't know. Well, you see, if I was still in the high school, I would have known a lot of this. But most of these have grown up since I left the high school. But now I'm tying them to my children who were there when I was there. So I want to get them where others can enjoy them too. Thank you.
You bet. Please, no telephone calls now. We need this in writing, legibly, so that we can then carry it to the library and put it in the proper hands.
Or you can drop it to us at the library so we get it. That's the
most important thing. Very good. Ms. LeGrone, thank you on this day for being with us as a very special day.
Thank you. Thank you. It is a day, and I hope that we'll continue to keep these young people in our hearts and in our prayers.
Until tomorrow, have a good day.